Welcome to Shamanic Guidance. We're doing readings today that are about your vibration and how you can raise your vibration and get in alignment with what you're trying to manifest or some shift that you want in your life. So these readings will help you to transform your vibration in some way. We have 3 piles. The first is in the middle of the bridge. The second is Weavers Know That All Is God. And the third is Surfing Rainbows on the Moon. Timestamps are below. I'll see you in your readings. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. We're doing clean up your vibration readings today. So these are law of attraction style readings where we are exploring something in your energy that is manifesting, maybe something that you don't want in your life, something that needs cleaning up in order for you to get into alignment with your true desires. So let's flip your cards over. You have Daughter of Air, Vision Quest, 9 of Water with Joy, in the middle of the bridge, Warning. You are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, transcending. How can you invite more grace to guide you? Spirit Warrior, and the Walker, the Unknown, a journey. So let's start with your tarot cards. The Daughter of Air is somebody who's very in touch with spirit in a way. This is somebody who can speak with animals, who's getting the medicine from the feathers. A very shamanic card, very divine feminine, very connected to the authentic energies of nature that communicate truth. And this is really somebody who immerses themselves in that true nature wisdom and really feels a connection with spirit. Vision Quest next to it feels like a similar card, but here we're talking to this spirit bird. The figure there, it's like she's much bigger than the tree beside her, which is interesting. It gives this feeling of being in an altered state in nature and communicating with natural forces. I feel like she's cleared out of the way the things that are kind of boggling her vision in order to see through the eyes of a higher perspective. Her energy, the energy of this person in this card is like they are not listening, not tuned in to the noise and the kind of average day-to-day, and they are connecting with something that feels beyond that in this really significant way. 9 of Water is the 9 of Cups beside it with Joy, and again we see this figure that's kind of bathing in this beautiful natural water. And again, the message feels like just being replenished by the truth and authentic, simple energies of nature. Just really feeling a very strong connection to the natural forces, the spirit world. Just really immersing in them. And yeah, all 3 of these cards really feel like kind of going into the simplicity of the natural truths, the authentic, real energies that are communicating with us, and really just getting in touch with that. In the middle of the bridge is a really interesting card. It says, sometimes you get stuck seeing the world in a particular way. Maybe you've been indoctrinated to see things from a specific vantage point due to your past experience. You're being invited to see things from other points of view. It is the appropriate time for you to engage in deep listening as you learn from other people and situations that are completely different from your own. So this really feels connected to these tarot cards, which are kind of stepping out of an ordinary reality and really communing with the deep spirit. And those are the two perspectives that the middle of the bridge card is pointing us to. It is about bringing two perspectives together, and I want to say it's kind of the human perspective and the spiritual nature, authentic truth perspective. Seeing the same situations from different angles. So in terms of cleaning up a vibration that's not serving you, this is a real prompt for you to connect with nature and to see things through the eyes of that authentic spiritual nature energy, because you might be perceiving something in a way that is not serving you from a perspective that isn't working well for you, but there is a higher viewpoint available that you can find. Warning, we see this raven or crow on top of a lantern kind of putting a signal out, and in the background there's a fire going on, there's smoke kind of there. So this raven or crow is alerting the other creatures in the area that there is a problem here. This could mean, the spirit or nature is trying to get your attention with something that is kind of like on fire in your life. I really just feel it with this reading, like the beautiful, quiet, true voice of nature that is reaching out to you, that is speaking to you always, that is offering you beautiful perspectives. And Spirit Warrior is like being true to that energy, to your most authentic self, to walking in integrity. It's interesting with this, the Walker card next to it, that speaks to the unknown and a journey. This is all energy that's very much pointing to like the truth and integrity and authenticity of nature and of the spirit, and of calling you to connect with that and to embody that. So your next set of cards are Courage of Convictions, Lu, and Fall in Love with Your Own Story. So I feel like this is such a soft, subtle, quiet message. But it's about standing in your truth, standing in what's real and true for you, being able to hear the very quiet voice behind kind of what your life might be giving you about why you're living what you're living. Because it feels like you are questioning your life in a way. Fall in Love with Your Own Story is a really clear card of like kind of not seeing your life through the eyes of spirit, perhaps because it's been painful. But this is like about embracing your own journey and embracing the beauty of it, even though it might be polarized, it might include a lot of contrast and negative. This is about staying true to who you are and to your journey, and understanding that your journey is uniquely yours, and whatever has gone on for you, it has been about building you into the person that you desire to be in order to fulfill intentions, desires, your joy, your bliss. So these next set of cards, it feels like you're kind of rejecting yourself in a way, through rejecting your own journey, through seeing what you're going through or what you've been through more human eyes or through other people's eyes rather than your own, rather than through the eyes of spirit and through your intentions and through what's really important on a deeper level. It's like I feel like you're kind of getting caught up in stories about what your life is supposed to look like from the mass consciousness, and you're kind of missing the beauty of your own story, or you're resenting it because of that. So I feel like we have got some real clarity about what this reading is about, It is about really embracing your own journey, seeing your own journey through the eyes of spirit, through the eyes of your soul, not rejecting your journey or questioning why you've gone through or why you're going through the things that you are going through, but understanding that there's higher purpose to everything and that your life is not meant to look like the lives of other people. And you could have a really kind of non-ordinary life. Like maybe you don't own a lot of possessions, or you have a lot of trouble making money, or you are not where other people your age are in life. There's this questioning of kind of where you are or where you're going, what's been going on for you in your reality, where it's like the deeper part of you is in understanding of why your life has been the way it's been and why it's unfolding the way it is. And it does keep proving to you, you know, oh, like no wonder I went through that hardship. Now I have this. Like, you are seeing the value in your journey, in your story, but there's just some comparison going on where you're not fully owning that true spiritual authentic energy. And there's this prompt here, almost a warning, to get back into those basic nature energies, to connect deeply with like the simple truths of nature and of life, and to kind of extract yourself from all the energies that are kind of surrounding you. And if we look at this Lu card, like, yes, that's nature, you know, and sacred geometry on her head and stuff, but it's like there's so much going on with her head. It feels a little heavy. Like we've got all these like deer antlers and birds and all this stuff that's kind of, it feels very heavy. Like, you know, this could be about your crown chakra being kind of blocked and needing to open it, to move some energy there with respect to like your spiritual perception of life, of your journey, and understanding things through a more spiritual perspective. And the Lu card, like when you read it, it's also about just really accepting the journey that you've been on in life, that the journey of creating yourself, of bringing your soul into physicality, is not necessarily like quick and easy, and your life may look radically different from other people's. You might have gone through some really extreme and crazy things, and you might be in a place in life where other people wouldn't want to be at all. But this journey of yours is about bringing your soul and your humanness together in one, to completely ground and embody and integrate your soul energy into your human physical life. And that requires a different path for you. You aren't going to be living kind of the normal human life that everybody else is living. You might feel a little isolated in this, or you're just feeling bad about yourself or bad about your life, or wondering if you're doing something wrong. But I'm going to read a bit of Lu because it really wraps up this whole reading very nicely. The soul journey is a spiritual long game. Though there will be spontaneous spurts of swift progress and rapid healing, recovering and rising through any difficulties, you are also building a long-lasting legacy of sacred beauty. You are soul-making. Value the process and value yourself enough to set boundaries with yourself and others. Such a precious undertaking requires patience for the process, tending, and time. Contentment in the quality of the journey helps sustain and inspire you for the considerable task of generating your most sacred legacy. So this reading is really assuring you that you are on the right path in life. You're making the right decisions. You're following the journey that your soul is setting out for you, and it's all leading to you soul making, to you becoming your true authentic self. And yes, your journey does not look like other people's. You know, you're not like on the beach and traveling everywhere and buying all, you know, branded whatever stuff, and You might not have like a house of your own. You might have some terrible circumstances in ordinary human, judgment that other people really don't want to be living at your age or in your circumstances or whatever. But all of this is for the purposes of soul making. And the more you understand and embrace that, I feel like the more your journey will actually start to show you and reflect to you that this is a journey of you coming into full embodiment of your soul energy in the physical. It's a beautiful meeting of, spirit and matter that you're experiencing or initializing in your life. This is what you came here to do. Your life does not look like an ordinary one. And to clean up your vibration right now is to embrace your own story, your own journey, to embrace it as being a soul-making journey, and just really loving and accepting that. And that is what you need to do at this moment in order to clean up your vibration. So that's your reading, pile 1. Thank you for listening, and blessings on your journey. Welcome to your reading, pile 2. We're doing clean up your vibration readings today. So these are law of attraction style readings where we are examining something in your energy that is kind of causing you to be out of alignment with your desires, with your intentions, with the direction that you want to go. And so the intention for this reading is to find whatever that is and clean it up so that you can get your energy flowing better. And, manifesting the reality that you want based on that new cleaned up energy. So let's flip your cards over. We have the Sun, Joy with 9 of Water, 9 of Cups, 4 of Fire with Completion, Gold, Small Influences in the I Ching, Weavers, Know that all is God, the King, Control, Reversal of Fortune, Memory, and Charcoal. So your reading has this very clear energy of you've undergone an initiation in life, and you're at the point where you are at the completion part of it. You're at the end of an alchemical journey where you started out with the darkness, the negretto, you went through the albedo, the white phase, maybe the yellow phase, and into the red, and you've got the gold. You've kind of, you've created the gold through the journey of alchemy of your life. And this reading is acknowledging that you've done this. Perhaps part of you isn't quite recognizing or celebrating just how far you've come. Maybe you're wrapped up a little bit in the pain of the journey there, or just not understanding the purpose of the suffering that you went through has been to lead you to this beautiful kind of gold outcome, this completion. So I feel like you've done it. Like, it's like the alchemist in the lab trying to make the gold from the lead, and the alchemist has been through so much and is so tired and is kind of like hunched over in their chair, not looking around, but behind them it's like the gold is there gleaming in the laboratory. And it's like you have to catch up almost with like what you've done because it feels like you've created alchemical gold. So what does that look like? It could be like an extraordinary psychological shift. It could be that you've found your magnum opus in life, that you have come into your true purpose, your true destiny. You might have found your soulmate, like you might have found your place of belonging in the universe. There's some enormous, beautiful completion that you have reached through your efforts, through your spiritual efforts, through putting your energy into the alchemical process. And this reading is letting you know, like, you're there. you're there. And I feel like maybe, yeah, it's your perception of the suffering that you went through that is still kind of lingering, that is holding you back from seeing that you've done this and celebrating it. Like you've done something incredible, but you're not feeling it in you, and it's because of continued focus on, you know, maybe something very terrible happened to you and you're still kind of lamenting that. So this could be a signal to kind of process some more of, you know, the past. We have this memory card. We've got the King with reversal of fortune. I'm just feeling this energy of like these dampened spirits, like something, the terribleness of your journey that is still weighing on you. And it's weighing on you in the sense that like you can't find the spirit in it. You can't find the God and the good and the love in it. And you're still seeing it as like this terrible suffering, when like you have already moved beyond it. You've already produced the alchemical gold out of the suffering and out of the negative, like out of the lead, you already have the gold, but you're like focused on the heaviness of the lead, and oh my God, it was so heavy, and oh my God, like it was like so terrible. Yeah. So I feel like this reading, in order to clean up your vibration, it is prompting you to understand just how much work you've done, how successful you've been, and to start looking for kind of like the spoils of your work. Like, what beautiful things have shown up in your life lately? They are your gold. They are showing you this completion and this sense of reaching some beautiful height. So let's pull a few more cards to deepen this message now. Next set of cards are the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? Wrath. Psychic protection. And Angel of Truth. Okay, so this is interesting. This paints a bit of a picture of like the people around you or the collective consciousness impacting your own perception, your own vision, your own mind. There is a truth that's in you, but it's like everything around you tells you that that truth is crazy, and that, you know, maybe like you should be angry. Psychic protection is interesting because, and you know, collective field is impacting you. It really paints this picture of you being influenced by external minds. You might be living with somebody who is kind of, you know, maybe subconsciously wanting to keep you stuck in a state of victimhood or something like that, and that is influencing you into their perception. I feel like I want to take a rattle and kind of like just rattle around your head, and, you know, maybe do some sage at your throat and your third eye. And I'm doing this energetically now. I feel like if you do it physically, it'll really help ground whatever this is. But yeah, there's these forces outside of you that are really influencing your thoughts. So Angel of Truth says, the truth wants to be told, needs to be told, needs to be heard. Angel of Truth says, sometimes the lies we are repeatedly told become so familiar that we forget that they are lies and begin to believe that they are real. Maybe it's someone judging us that is the lie. Maybe it's advertising in the media, which are often more about deceptive manipulation than a source of correct information. We're fed so many false truths, it can become hard to remember what real truth feels like. It may seem like the whole world wants to believe in a lie, and so you wonder if you are crazy, if you are the only one who is thinking differently and desiring the real story to emerge. You're going to be blessed with a truth revealed, a realization about yourself, the world, or others that will bring you relief. It will happen at the right time. It will set your soul free. So we're getting a picture painted here of kind of like not being seen or understood, or the truth not being seen or understood. There's like a missed perception thing going on here, for sure. And the fact that, like, you know, you might have these external forces around you that are pulling you in the wrong direction mentally, but the fact that that's something that's happening means that you're not grounded in your own truth enough. This has something to do with, like, you have the truth in you, but there's so much opposing that perception right now that it's hard for you to see it. And what this could be is actually like your reality manipulating you into thinking that you're something that you're not. That you might be this beautiful golden being that's achieved mastery somehow, but your physical reality is telling you you're nothing, you're stuck, maybe you live with your parent, maybe you're in a basement, maybe you have no money coming in, maybe you have no friends, maybe you're just, there's something in your life. It feels this is such a big force that is manipulating you into believing that you're less than what you truly are, which is like this alchemical gold being. So I started the reading by saying, like, it feels like you've done the work to reach some sort of peak of mastery of golden energy, some beautiful alchemical gold that you've created here, but you aren't seeing it, or you're not celebrating it. I feel like this is a story about you, as we pull these cards and go deeper. This is you being manipulated and hoodwinked into not seeing it. It's not just like you not seeing it because you've suffered a lot or that it's been hard, but like there's actually forces that are working to hoodwink you, to make you not see who you really are. And this feels like something that's like, if we were to look at your astrology or really read into, like, the story of your life and what your intentions are for this life, we would see this pattern here of like being manipulated and tricked into believing that you're not the incredible, golden, beautiful being that you actually are. And it feels for you like you have a lot of forces around you at this time that are pushing you to believing the falsehood. For some of you, this is an ancestral pattern, that maybe a parent of yours was born into a family that really didn't support the beauty that they were, that, somebody that was born into a much denser environment than their own energy, so to speak. There's this extreme heaviness around you that is trying to convince you that you're not what you really are. And it might even be holding you down in other ways. Like you can't be your best self. You can't live your best life. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling foggy, whatever it is. But I feel like multiple forces in your reality are doing this to you. And part of your journey in this life is to process this out, where, yeah, your reality might be totally lying to you about who you really are. You might be this beautiful, bright, abundant being, but you're living this terrible, so to speak, like you have no money, maybe you're homeless, maybe you're living in a parent's house and you're really suffering from their energy and you have no job, whatever it is. Like there's this pattern with you of not being seen and understood and having your reality reflect that back to you. And it feels like this is a long-term kind of pattern for you, but you're at the end of it. And so now it's just about really seeing that clearly. Like, none of this is me. I don't have these problems. This is a problem of, well, it's a journey of self-perception, of knowing who you are under all circumstances. No matter what the mirror is showing back to you, you have unconditional knowing of who you are. And you don't need to be seen or understood by anything outside of you, or to be reflected by anything outside of you, to know and be yourself. So for you, it's about casting off all this heaviness that's around you, that's on you, that's pushing you down and telling you that you are less than. If we were to look at your astrology, I want to say this has to do with like Sun and Pluto energy, maybe some Saturn too, but there's a dampening, a deadening of the light. Like we have the Sun here. It's this Pluto energy of wrath and the psychic attacks and all that is very Pluto. So in your chart, I would expect to see something with like the Sun and Pluto going on for you for sure. Possibly Saturn in the mix too. And there's a point to all this, like to diving and digging so deep into yourself and into your truth that no matter what the mirror is showing you, you know who you are. There's something that's going to happen when you reach that kind of breaking point where you no longer accept what the mirror is showing you as being a reflection of you, and you know who you are unconditionally, and you're holding that unconditionally. There's something very magical that's going to happen. So let's pull one final card to cap your reading. We've got Mother of Star Nations. Yeah, this is very accurate. So I always love choosing one card at the very end of the reading to kind of sum up the message or to put in any words that I didn't tune into. And this description here is perfect. So, in the world of illusion, one can forget about the presence and power of the legions of spiritual beings actively, lovingly offering divine protection and guidance to accomplish every ambition of the heart. Honor the potency and the legitimacy of your spiritual ancestry. When the ways of the world threaten to evoke despair, recall the unsurpassable capacity of the spiritual dimension. There is an ancient divine legacy of love that you have been born to manifest in this world. Claim the reverence and significance of your spirituality. Let it support you as you continue to apply yourself towards awakening. An exquisite legacy of grace shall be the holy outcome, generating considerable spiritual benefit for all. And this word legacy is really popping up in this reading. One of these other cards also had the word legacy. So this is really interesting. This is about remembering your spiritual roots at the deepest possible level, and that this is something that's incredibly important for your purpose in this life. It is to ground onto this earth and into humanity the knowing of our divine, so to speak, legacy, our ancestry that is deeply spiritual and worthy and blessed and beautiful. And your work here, as you move through and dig through the opposing, the illusion of Maya that is telling you that you are something that you are not, as you hold to your truth and dig into the earth with your roots, that truth, you are anchoring onto this planet for yourself and all of humanity, the knowing of who we really are, of our star ancestry, of our legacy, of our divinity. And this is part of your great work in this life. This is part of what you came here to do, but this is your intention and your desire, your bliss, your joy for your life. It is to anchor the divinity energies, the true energies of who we really are, into the earth and into humanity. It's part of your purpose. It's part of your bliss that you are, your gifts that you're sharing with humanity and with the planet, with the animals, with nature. So pile 2, just continue pushing through that false reality, that illusion of Maya that is around you, that is telling you that you are something that you are not. Continue anchoring your truth in, and you will see some shift happening very soon. Just keep being you. So that's your reading. Thank you for listening, and blessings on your journey. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Today we're doing readings that are designed to help you achieve vibrational alignment with whatever you're trying to manifest in your life. And so these readings will help point out anything that's kind of out of alignment, out of resonance in your vibration, anything that you're tripping over, getting stuck on, that is preventing you from getting what you desire. So let's flip your cards over. For tarot, you've got the Six of Water with Pleasure and Vision Quest. Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek? Dangerous Depths. Surfing Rainbows on the Moon. Wrath. And Amulet of Kurukula. So when I saw Six of Water with Pleasure, this feels like a card that is talking about, like, that's the Six of Cups, so there is an element of past energy. So there's some sort of like comfort, some sort of something that you can maybe get easily that you need in your physical world, but that you aren't fully, it's like it's not quite aligned, it's not quite right, but it's comfortable, and it's something that can maybe bring you immediate gratification, immediate comfort in your physical. And I feel like you're considering maybe taking some sort of offer or going in a particular direction that's kind of like a quick and comfortable solution that's rooted in old energy. So for example, let's say you have a frustrating living situation right now and somebody has offered you a place to live for free, but there are all these kind of costs that are associated with taking this offer. Like, in one way you get something, but in another way you lose a big part of yourself, or you sacrifice your values for comfort and for immediate gratification, the pleasure. It feels like you're open to doing this because you don't quite believe in your power fully. And what your reading is saying is like you're much more powerful than you believe that you are. And there's something to do with not seeing yourself and your power clearly that is causing this issue for you. That is causing you to consider taking things that are, they're not worthy of you. Part of this message is like, you are infinitely powerful in whatever you imagine you can have. You don't have to settle. You don't have to take what's comfortable or what's familiar. You don't have to pursue stability and comfort and familiarity because you're powerless and you can't do any better. It's like this reading is reminding you to believe in yourself and in the depths of the power that you hold, because it's a lot bigger than what you believe it to be. And I feel like there's been something making you believe that you're not powerful. You know, maybe you're suffering because of someone else at this time. You know, this Wrath card is interesting. It's like maybe the universe has been cruel to you in a way, or someone's been cruel to you. You're experiencing some sort of chaos and confusion with this Wrath card, and it's making you kind of question who you are, or not fully take up your power for whatever reason. The Amulet card there is about how you're going through a transition zone right now, and it's okay for things to be messy, because we do have a lot of kind of chaotic cards here. And, you know, maybe it's this chaos itself that is causing you to feel like you can't see your way or don't know your power. Like the chaos around you, you know, maybe you're in the middle of navigating to a new reality, and your current reality is so messy that it makes you feel powerless and like you're doing something wrong. And it's like, this is the transition zone. that you're in, and that's why it's messy. But to you, it is kind of making you feel powerless, or like you can't have what you want, you can't manifest the things that you need. I feel like that's really the core of what this reading is saying. So I feel like the Vision Quest card has so much more in there that wants to be talked about. So I feel like we're gonna make that the focus point and kind of go into some more cards and see if we can deepen the message here. One message I'm getting as I shuffle your next cards is I feel like you feel like you're very powerful in a spiritual way. Like you might witness amazing alignments, you know, stuff coming up on your phone that's like exactly what you were just thinking about, or like the exact YouTube video comes on that's like the perfect message. You get a lot of amazing synchronicities and magic, like on a spiritual kind of level, but it's like at the physical, you're questioning yourself a bit. And the answer to that is like, all you need to do is build confidence in your ability to manifest at a more physical level. And so what you do, like if you don't believe that you can do it, then all you need to do is say, universe, I want to believe that I am powerful when it comes to physical manifestation. And your intention is powerful, your creation energy is powerful, and that when you decide that and ask the universe to co-create that with you, then you'll be taken on a journey where you begin to learn how powerful you are at creating. You know, like you're never stuck, and you don't have to lament the fact that, yeah, maybe you have had trouble manifesting physical stuff. So who cares? All that matters is that you decide that you want to clean up that vibration, clean up that belief in yourself, and build something new. So make the decision to say, universe, I want to believe that I'm a good manifester of the physical world. I'm good at having my physical needs met through manifesting. I can call in what I need. Make your intention be to believe that. And even if you don't currently believe it, you can initiate a process through which you can build that belief with the co-creation of the universe, and with experiences kind of coming your way to help you cement into place and like put in, you know, step by step to build that belief, so that you can then have your reality reflect that new belief. Like you're not stuck. There's nothing that you can't do. And to get upset about what's going on around you and to interpret all this chaos around you as like powerlessness and, oh, I'm so bad at creating, it's all not true. It's all in your mind. And your first step out, like I said, is just set the intention to start believing that you're good at physical manifesting. And as you set that intention, the universe will co-create with you experiences and opportunities and events and everything to start helping you to build that belief, so that, yeah, even if you are not so good at manifesting physically right now, you can become it because you've built the belief that you're good at it, and then your universe can reflect that back to you. So you can do it. You're not stuck. And your next cards: sure-footedness, predestination, the Hunter, Venus, this kind of hand reaching out for what looks like copper, and the Sakha Christ. So sure-footedness and predestination is a real strong belief in yourself that you have the ability to manifest what you desire and get what you want, and that things are destined for you and that you will attain them. Venus is a very similar energy with a magnetic kind of feminine energy of drawing in what it is that you need, what it is that you want to manifest. The Sakha Christ is this energy of how something can be forming underground for a long, long time. And part of the journey is trusting and having faith that there is something that is destined for you. And the more you believe in that, the more you begin to manifest that. So for you, it's like you're in a bit of a long game in terms of your manifestations, I feel. So there are things that are meant for you that you may have been waiting for a very long time. This might be a partner, a home, something really important to your heart that is missing or has been missing for a long time, that you've been trying to manifest for a long time. And your path is to build the belief in yourself in such a solid, strong way that no matter how long it takes, like no matter how little you've seen progress that is coming, like you know 100,000,000% in yourself that that thing that you desire is for you and that it's coming, that you can have the strength and the power, the sure-footedness and the predestination to not cave in to the 6 of water energy of pleasure, of these like instant gratifications, of being given things that aren't right for you, when the real things that are right for you are potentially around the corner. Honestly, it feels like for you, you're going from the 6 of Waters to the Vision Quest card very quickly. Like you're going from this kind of weaker position of, you know, maybe caving and going for comfort and things from the past, and kind of like, you know, your nervous system choosing old, comfortable, familiar things, where you're about to have this enormous breakthrough into like this huge power and this huge ability to manifest whatever you desire. And it's like you are standing literally at this turning point. And your goal here is to have that sure-footedness and predestination, to trust that you are about to kind of crack everything open. And like the Sakha spends years underground, like 16, 17 years, and suddenly rises, you know, once some cycle is complete, and then comes out of the ground into, you know, into the physical, so to speak. But your reading is all about just these things that are percolating behind the scenes amidst, you know, the chaos that you might be living, and that you are so powerful. You have the power to manifest anything that you desire. It's just that like what you are manifesting is so big and so perfect and so beautiful that it's taking a while, because there's all these kind of factors that are going into manifesting this big beautiful thing for you, that is like your perfect thing, your perfect person, your perfect place, your 100% beautiful manifestation. It's like it's so beautiful that it is something that takes time. And that makes sense. You know, if you look at the great paintings, the ones that take 5 minutes are like not as impactful as the ones that are worked on for years. You know, there's a huge difference in that. And it feels like you aren't one of those people who will take surface level kind of instant gratification things. Like you are a deep connected person, and you desire things that feel like they come straight from spirit to you, like they come straight from your vortex, things that knock you out with how perfectly tailored to you they are. Like you are this person that is creating incredible things, and for you to kind of take like these half you know, just not 100% perfectly beautifully you, and as amazing as you are and as brilliant as you are, and these, to take these quick fixes instead of, you know, it's just not your path. Your path is to do this deep, big manifesting where you fully land in how magnetic you are, that you can bring in things that are destined for you, even if they take a long time, even if you're questioning for years and you're wondering what's going on, whatever chaos you're going through. Like your path is to hold on to that sense of you being magnetic to your desires and being able to call them in no matter what they are, no matter how big they are, how beautiful and amazing, that you can do it. You can do it. So let's pull one more card to wrap up your reading. And your final card is When the Grit Became a Pearl. So this says something transformative is happening within you. All that friction, irritation, and resentment, the growing pains, identifying with your wounds and then releasing them. You've been through rough seas for sure. Now you hold the precious pearl of wisdom in your hands and heart and psyche. You are forever changed. After all, you cannot change the pearl back to the grit, nor would you want to. Yes, you might get triggered here and there by the ghosts of the past, but nothing compares to the arduous journey of learning you have been on. You will notice how quickly you can turn things around, how quiet you can become in the middle of a storm, how adept you've become at knowing when to speak up or to step away, how mature you are now. Look how far you've come, and be mindful of opportunities, relationships, and interactions that remind you of the ones you've been through already. You do not have to learn the same things repeatedly. You have the choice now to move forward or walk away. Some things cannot be changed no matter how much you want them to. treasure is waiting for you on the other side of this situation. So yeah, I feel like you're living a really chaotic environment. Like your life might be a complete mess at the moment, and you're being offered, you know, something that's coming in that feels like a past lesson even. Like I think the past lesson does have to do with like the quick instant gratification and like taking things that you think you should take because you're desperate instead of waiting for the right things. But it's like you've already learned this lesson and you don't need to learn this again. That's why we're going straight from the Six of Water to the Vision Quest. Like you're very quickly integrating this. I feel like this was required of you, you know, that maybe you manifested somebody in your life who's offering you something, but it's like the same lesson that you've already learned. You've been through this already. You have the pearl of wisdom, and something in you is going, I don't think this is the right thing to do. And yeah, this like past energy of like comfort and instant gratification is trying to pull you in, but you're very quickly going straight to the Vision Quest and like returning to what is true and real for you. And I feel like, you know, for those of you watching this right now, we're in the final kind of weeks of the year of the snake 2025, which is wrapping up like these old patterns and things that we needed to let go of all of 2025. And we're in 2026 now, but we're still in the year of the snake, right before the year of the fire horse. And it is like these last few weeks that are pivotal in the universe kind of going, you know, is this who you're going to continue being, or are you shedding this identity and becoming the one who will, you know, rise and shine in the year of the fire horse? And so you're just getting some last kind of testing energies that you've already been through the lessons, you've already done the work, you already know what to do. And it's like, yeah, because of how chaotic things are for you, you might be questioning yourself and just like having a moment where you're like, do I take this instant gratification thing? And the test for you is to say no and to trust yourself and to trust your manifestations are coming in, to trust the destiny of all these things that belong to you that are around the corner, that you are magnetic and beautiful, and that what you've been kind of birthing for years is about to come into being. And it feels like you're very quickly going to find your spiritual footing, like your connection to spirit and your sense of knowing what the way forward is for you. And in doing this, like in choosing yourself and choosing what you know is right for you and what you know is coming in choosing this destiny energy and being sure of it, you retrain your nervous system to then, you know, take you to this new level way of being where you transcend all this junk that you're currently living and you go into this new way where everything does come to you and it comes easily and it's all perfect and amazing. It's just the final test, pile 3. So pass it with flying colors. So that is your reading. Thank you for listening, and blessings on your journey.